Morning to y'all. Happy Saturday. Cheers, pros. Having a little bit of coffee here. Hoping that you can make it in. We've actually joined our good buddy. Check out his YouTube channel. We're playing here with Filmless GT on the Sim Racer, covering really what sim racing should really be all about. How should Gran Turismo 7 actually be played? Well, I think it should be extreme. The damage should be heavy. Even should be heavier than they even allow, but online racing should all be about heavy damage, penalizing those clown racers. And we're going to get into some intense racing today. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to be covering racecraft and how you can be one of the slowest drivers in your league and still take home some wins, improve the skill. A lot of that is through safe, smart driving, using racecraft. We'll cover all that today. We're going to be driving with our friends. These are the subs versus the YouTubers, or the YouTubers with the subscribers. So we're all working on this together. Super Doofus, one of our moderators in the house, part of the JCCR racing team. So glad to have you here, Super Doofus. Glad you're on board. Check out Super Doofus's racing channel. So we're going to be showing you what racing should be all about and show you how to get ahead in racing. Even if you're the slowest driver or second slowest driver on the lineup, as we often are, and usually we're playing somewhere between 4th and 9th position in our current league. We just leagued up, so getting used to the new league. It's a little more challenging, and it's a little harder to get those first, second, and third positions, but we are adapting. We've only been there for a week, and in the last week I've missed about 3-4 days of racing due to some illness, a little fever, losing my throat, my voice, sharp throat pain. So we're into it now. Let's get into the race and start practicing up, because one of your biggest advantages is really to practice a race before you go into that competitive lobby racing, which can also often be a mix of Mario Kart, clown racing, twisted metal. So it's good to go in. We're going to try here with the brake balance at 2. Leaving the front wheels open for turning. I always find that's a good starting point, and then find out if you need to reduce, if you need more braking power, but then less ability to brake while turning in. That'd be going up to like -5. Your front wheels are going to brake so hard that they're not going to steer at all. +5, your front wheels are going to steer a lot because they're not braking. So basically when a calipers squeeze on a disc, it removes its ability, the tires stop rotating or rotate much less, and the car isn't going to be able to be maneuverable. So we'll start on 2 to test it out. And great lobbies are a great place to start trying lower and lower traction control. And that means easing into the pedal when you're coming out of a turn. Now we're over on Snow Crash's lobby, so if you want to find us, look for the lobby Snow Crash or Crush. At the 100, start braking, go to the outside, come in on the inside, sharp like that. Oh, and traction control 1 is feeling fast. But you got to be careful. If you stomp on the pedal coming off the apex, you are going to slide out, and the nose is going to point towards the wall. You're going to go straight into that wall. So here, braking, releasing the brake as we want to turn, and easing into the accelerator once we make it to the middle of the apex. Now let's talk about where is the middle of the apex. Well, it's going to be where the marker is. So these are like training wheels. It's okay to learn with the training wheels on as you learn a track. So the green marker means that's where you should be able to start getting back on the throttle, and if you can't, it's because you missed your line. So there's obviously an ideal or perfect race line, and you got to get used to it. You got to find it. And traction control 1 since the update is going really well. Oops, sorry there, PHG Wizzy. He's got the emergency lights on. I wonder is damage on high? No, I think there's no damage. Normally we play with no damage, but we wanted to join our good buddy Filmless GT here. PHG Wizzy taking a nice calm lap around, because he's generally a much faster driver than us, And when you're racing online, another big tip, use the radar. People are going to be coming for you. You might get dive bombed. So it's good to know where people are also when you're passing, when you're turning in. Really, when you go to turn in, oh, we lost a visual here. It'll be coming right back. Little coffee break time. Race is starting up. Good old cappuccino with a little coconut oil and some cinnamon makes for one tasty coffee. Now we're going to get into some tasty racing. Danny up there. We got people from all around the world racing here. We got the PHG G-Wizzy. I believe that's is that the Italian flag? The PHG racers. Oh, those are some fast racers. That is a fast racing team. I got my good bro here, JCCR, Super Doofus from our racing team. Super Doofus also has a YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you're just making it in for the first time, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn bell notifications on. Otherwise, YouTube, as a small YouTube channel, they'll never suggest this content to you again. And I'm all about learning and growing together. We get A+ drivers in here often on the weekly races, giving tips and tricks. And there you go. Oh, we've been hit. Oh, we had a big contact. But we held it together. That was fun. What is this? The Arnold car up ahead? Very cool. And we're driving the Porsche 911 despite the sadness of just having sold our black on black convertible Porsche 911. And now we will shortly be able to pay off the 2017 Shelby GT350 that only has like 13,000 miles on it, 14,000 miles. So it was had to do it. We still have one 911. Here we go. We can see Safe Smart Driving being probably the slowest driver amongst these quality racers, and we are taking positions because we're driving clean. We're staying out of trouble. Oh, just as I said it, that was a hold my drink moment. Traction control one is just getting used to it, but it is faster. Oh, Felix here is a bad boy. Getting a huge attack from the German. We'll be very smart and safe around this guy. We'll pick our point. When we pass him, we're going to make sure we can blow his doors off. But, whoa, we've been attacked again, but we made it. We held on. Having ASM, Active Stability Management, on definitely helps. People attack you, and sometimes they'll bounce off of you. It makes the car a lot harder to knock off the track. So that's a little pro tip. Well, not a pro tip. I'm not a pro. It's a tip to help you get to that A level or just into a league higher, because when I was in D and I did not have Active Stability Management on, I was getting booted all around the track, and as such just couldn't, I could be up in third and get booted down into last. It happened so many times and it really slowed down our progress into the C class. Now we're in the C class. We've got the Active Stability on, and people are coming to attack us from time to time, but we're holding it together, and it makes a big difference. So let's cover some of these tips. We're racing. Marker 1 means turn in. You got to work it out so you can get to marker 2, the inside of the turn, and that's if you've got the right line. Usually on that inside marker of the turn, that's where you can start giving her the beans. Oh, went through there too quickly, so we'll pick up a little time penalty there. Definitely cutting the track did not give us a 0.5 second advantage, so that is definitely an adequate penalty. But we took that one quick, giving us some good distance with Philness behind us. So I think, well, not much distance at all. We're probably getting passed by 3 cars because of this 0.5 penalty. But hey, we held 7th for a wee bit. But Philness has got to deal with a lot of violence back there. So, oh, 1 second penalty. Yeah, well worth going in slow, coming out fast, getting your lines, and not picking up the penalties. because these penalties are going to be disastrous. And there, it's not always full brake or full gas. To the contrary, I had to partially brake in towards the apex and then ease into the throttle as we came off. So apex here, now we're easing into the throttle. We're at like 1/4 and then full. If we go full on, we could slide out. Yeah, we got there through those turns quickly. Hopefully we picked up a half second there. Woo, we're gonna get out of the way here. Give him space to cook. We'll let him cook when he's coming in hot like that. We don't want him to boil us over. And traction control 1 is magnificent for this track. Some tracks, if you don't know them, go up to 2 or 3. No worries. It is a-okay to have the training wheels on. The point is to have fun and get those incremental increases in. And I got to give credit to Dano, Filmness GT, and Devin for getting us a lot faster on this track. Super Doofus 2 throwing in a few good tips as well. We're all here to learn and grow together, and some people, their learning and growth is just from becoming better coaches and teachers. And I'm just the hands behind the wheel. So we're going to follow the tire marks, and because we got someone on the inside, we went a little wide there. Not the ideal line if you're racing with no competitors on the track, but your driving lines, your driving techniques have to be completely different between trying to get your fastest lap and trying to survive an online race. Oh, we got a little hit, and that little hit was enough to put us into the dirt, and there'll be no penalty on PHG for that. The penalties are just for going off track, which is one of the major issues with GT7. Mind you, Deep Forest this week, they're actually giving penalties for knocking people off track, and it is the way racing should be. GT7 listen, and hopefully they keep it that way. Oh, and we got knocked out from 7th to 11th right on the third last turn of the last lap. Who knocked us out? You dirty, dirty dog. No, it was a very fair knockout. They're on the inside turn. I wasn't on the inside. That'd have been more of a defensive position. I was a little offline, so getting knocked off, completely natural there. I put myself in that position. And that's just little things to learn. Will be increase your racecraft, increase those race positions. Silver Fox is in. Right on. Howdy, Silver Fox. Aussie Pug, I'm going to have to go check out that delivery that has been made for you by Aussie Pug. All right. Nice race there. Let's see who. Oh, we got Gruntle here. Very cool. Gruntle, alley-oop. Nice little mix of racers here, all the way from E to A. Couple, 4 A's, my goodness, 4 A's, a few B's. All right, now practicing and trying different things. Like we just tried traction control 1, and I think we're a little faster than usual. You can also play around with your brake control here to see what works for you. 2 so far, pretty good. Happy balance between quick braking and ability to turn in while braking. I think 3 is worth trying, and we'll get traction control down to 1 because that went very well. And I think it's great if you play around with things, make your tests. I highly suggest you don't do it while you're online. Do it when you're in a lobby or racing against the computer for credits. Figure out what gives you the best ability to go around tracks, and your brake balance isn't going to be some consistent thing that never changes. It's going to change according to the race. Now this race has very long turns very long distances between the outside of the track, so this is a short one. If the whole track was like this, brake balance would be at 0. or even -1, because you're not going to do, on a turn like that, you're not doing very much trail braking. Trail braking is when you brake as you turn in towards the apex. Let's see, do we have any water left? We have no water left. We are fresh out. Just filled with coffee. All right, well, we load up a new race. I'm going to run up, get some water. I'm going to enter here, hoping my car settings have not changed. And speaking of car settings, sometimes in the lobbies you can play around with downforce, but you can always set up your brake controller in advance so you don't have to adjust it. And you can also set up car settings here. You can put it immediately to traction control. Right here in settings, you can go to assist settings and put traction control on 1 right off the bat. Now, let's see, what race is this? I believe it is Spa. There we go. It is Spa. We're going to be driving up to Grandma's house. Here, you want to go as wide as you can here, and you can full throttle right through that section up to Grandma's house, as long as you get the right line and don't jump the curbs too much. Here on Spa, we're going to be braking, what is it, basically the top of the candies. Now I'd say this is a race, let's see, a few major turns, a lot of quick, tight turns. So this is, I'd say, more a a +2 situation for the brakes. Let me run on up. Hopefully I don't start this up too quickly. I'm going to run on up, get some water here. All right. Human pit break came back with the pit crew here, the two doggos. All right, so we'll hit 2 to the rear for Spa. Tracking control on 1. Radar up. And there we go. Welcome to Sector 3 de Spa. We've got quite the lineup here. Several A racers mixed in. We're starting off in 8th. Well, I suggest brake balance on 2 for this race, but whatever you're comfortable with. Traction control on 1, I think, should be fine. If we spin out, we'll find out quick enough. I have no consistent rule, and I suggest not having a consistent rule of saying I always drive on traction control 0. Well, what if it starts raining? What if the track has elevated curbs, and when you go on them, the car completely wipes out if you add any gas whatsoever. Like, you know, the Super Doofus in front of us is running traction control 0, I'm quite certain, and that's what that spin around was all about. Sometimes it's, you can just be faster, putting on, letting a bit of training wheels on. Now, we did put a lot of resistance to the wheels there, and that's probably why we're getting past here. Just a wee bit too much resistance. But it'll give us a chance to draft a little. Got to ease with traction control 0 or 1. You got to ease into that throttle. Beginning of the candies, we start braking. That marker is our signal to start getting into the throttle. Quick little brake here, turn in, get the marker, add the throttle. Chase down the German racer in the Lamborghini ahead of us. A German in an Italian vehicle, shame on him. Went through there pretty textbook. Brake at the beginning of the candies. Now just by racing clean, there we missed the apex by a lot, so we lost a lot of space there, got a little gap going on. Really got to hunt, be an apex predator. Knew someone would chicken out and hit the brakes there, so got ready for it. It's not the same lines as when we're trying to get our fastest laps. Ooh, sorry friend. Got a dog on my lap and he is not helping. And we're in a drag race with the car beside us. It's always good to have the radar on. I was able to see that there's a car in our line. Also, I highly recommend that you put engine sounds of other vehicles on high. It's extremely helpful hearing the cars beside you. Took that line quite differently too because there's traffic up ahead and I didn't know if they were going to hit the brakes. And we are in 6th. Surprising, surprising. Because so many of these racers are better. Lots of A and B in the lineup. And we are a C lobby racer. But I think clean, safe racing, smart racing, as we're going through with the tips and tricks, is really gonna bring you up in positions even when you're racing against better drivers, faster drivers. At the marker, we can, if we're close to that apex, we can start giving it throttle on the marker. The closer we are to the apex, the more throttle we can add. And we've got the advantage of getting both apexes. Oh, and a slide out. Now, you can see, traction control. I'm a little faster, ever so slightly faster on probably almost every turn. But is it worth a complete slide out like we just did there? Yes, slowly we will learn to get rid of them, and that's why one slide out over 4 laps, I'd say in lobbies, traction control 2, but sorry, in online racing, rated online racing, yeah, traction control 2. Let's avoid that 5 to 15 second slide out. However, in a lobby, when we're racing with YouTubers and subscribers, perfect place to bring down your traction control, practice up, play around with the brake controller, and even let your doggo warm up your lap and have some good quality doggo time. And it's not the right way around that turn. Ooh, we got someone a short second behind us. Oh, good slide by from the Swedish racer. Good work in that good work in that BMW M6. There, no braking, just maybe let off the throttle if you don't have the right line. Hug this apex. Go wide, cut in full throttle if you can. In 5th, no issues there. Just after the 150, catch the apex. Catch the next apex and be real easy getting into the gas on that one, because that is a quick turn. We just passed a car because they clearly did what we did last lap. I don't know why the side of the screen seems to say that I've been saying let's have a clean race. I did not say that. There we go, and that's pretty much textbook going up to Grandma's house. Here, some cars are going to shift like now, and other cars like the 911. You're going to let those blue lights flash. It's all about where your RPM band is, your horsepower band. All right, 1.3 seconds ahead. And what, 3 seconds to catch up if we want a 4th P4? Certainly want it, but that'd be pretty miraculous to do on half a lap. So just follow the rule. You get to that marker, or generally the middle of the inside apex, and you just got to be on the gas again. Wasn't on the gas there, I didn't trust the system, and I will have a bit of a slower lap because of that, or at least that turn will be slower. Let's see if we can get this into the low 124s. I didn't let go of the throttle, but I just lifted slightly, a 1/10 of a lift. Oh, we got problems here. We got problems. Started braking way too late, so pooched that up, and we've got someone right behind us. We'll be in a final drag race, and we will give up a position right at the end. Always better to go in slow and come out fast than to go in hot and come out very slow, as we did right there. Now we got a 1-minute penalty, so not sure what that was about. 4-lap race with a 1-minute penalty. Odd, very, very odd. So kicking us back several positions. What is going on with your lobby, my friend? What kind of rule? Was there a pit rule? But we got a clean race start and kicked back from, well, we would have been in 6th, but made a mistake on the last turn, kicked into 7th, and then for whatever reason, picked up a minute penalty and got kicked back into 11th. Like if we, well, they wouldn't have let us in on the wrong tire compound. So, I don't know, Super Doofus. I don't know if we're supposed to pit. I don't know why we would have to pit on a 6 lap, what was that, 5 or 6 lap race? 5 lap race? You'd have to maybe send a message out to Phil and check him out, or we'll check the races here. So I'll send it out to the group here. Pit rule. Oh, it was supposed to be soft tires. We got a minute penalty for having the wrong tires on. Okay. Yeah, JCCR, if your Ford GT race car is a GR3, go right ahead and use it. So let's see here. Car settings, let's throw on the softs. Not get a minute penalty. I'm surprised they let us in with the wrong tire compound. And would love it if the next race, love the grid start. It'd be fantastic if we do a grid start. Prost, cheers. There we go. Let's see where we're going now. What is this? Barcelona. Very nice. Racing softs, so let's make sure we get the racing softs on. Kicked back to mediums. There we go. I think we're good to go. All right, so let's see how we're going to adapt the vehicle, what tips and tricks we're going to use to, well, be competitive against these mostly faster racers. What tips and tricks can you use to get positions and wins over faster racers? We often, every week, go into races being one of the slowest, usually somewhere around 12th to 16th in lap time, and nonetheless we go from beginner to, by the end of the week, winner using basic racecraft. So here we go. Yes, the training wheels are on, but hey, it's how you learn the tracks. The goal, you turn in on marker 1, you get to the apex, and that's where you start accelerating. So that marker means turn-in time, and the tire marks will often let you know. Now, I don't know this track, and I recommend when you don't know a track, why risk it? Might as well drive on traction control 2. It's a nice compromise for when you don't know a track. Oh, yeah, and traction control on 0 or 1 with elevated curves like that will spin you right out. Now instead on traction control 2, we just lost a good amount of speed. Okay, I remember this section of the track. And when you're taking on a new track, hey, Mr. Knight Rider Jim, good morning, buddy. Taking on a new track, try to follow the tire marks. One major tip, follow the tire marks, put traction control on 2 if you don't know the track. If it's raining, traction control 5. Put on the training wheels, let the markers be on the track so you really can tell where the track's going. And the little gear indicator at the bottom, at first follow it religiously. Don't try to go above it. That's when you're starting to try to push the race, because you know it, and you know the perfect drive line. But starting off, like next turn, I am going to go through on 2, because I don't know the best place to be. Or I want to, at least when I get to the middle of the apex, be at 2, and I got to get to that apex marker and not miss it by a quarter mile. Missed the apex, well, we came up short on the next section. There we go. Now that's more textbook. Following the markers, hitting the apex. We got to go through that section a lot quicker. Too fast to be able to turn in on the marker, and that means we cooked the turn. We went in way too hot. Now if we can get this correctly, I'm not very good at this race at all. If we get it correctly, once we're at that inner apex, we should be able to get on the throttle. All right, we need to get about 3-4 seconds off this time. So yes, we have sold the black Porsche 911. You can check that out over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. This is the sim racing world. The other section, the other channel, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, is where, well, I'm reviewing, long-term reviewing, short-term reviewing, walk-arounds, drive-alongs with real-world vehicles. I've owned well over 80 vehicles in my life. Currently, just had 2 Porsche 911s, one Shelby GT350, a Toyota MR2, and a 2024 Ford F-150. Now the 2000 Porsche 911 black-on-black convertible is unfortunately gone. I love that car, but it's gone to a good home. I know the individual is going to take care of the car and continue to make it look just perfect. And that is going to free up the money to pay off most of the debt on the 2017 GT350, which I think is really, we got a lot of hits there. Really worth it because it has about 14,000 miles, 26,000 kilometers. So that's maybe more like 15,000 miles, but it's low mileage, 2017, 5.2 liter V8, and that 5.2 liter V8 is pretty darn special because it is a flat plane crank engine like the Ferrari 458. It means a very, very high revving V8, 8,250 RPM is where the red line starts. With all these cars, I'm just not understanding where the track is going, so I'm just in 5th by pure luck here. And thinking traction control might have gone back down to 1. I should get no time to check that out now that we're in the thick of it. But we're not going to battle it out. That you can see 3rd and 4th losing a lot of time. I'm driving poorly and still closing the gap. Oh, we've lost our controller there. Oh, braking zone does help when you're unfamiliar with the track, but I don't know, I find it, that's a good tip. Good tips or doofus for me. I just watch a little flashing brake light at the bottom. Gives me a good idea. try to find a clean, safe spot to pass these two. Oh. Third took him out, but for Orange Ferrari took him out hard. But somehow we're in fourth with these faster racers, so safe, smart driving so far paying off despite not knowing the right lines for the track. Oh, and traction control won there. We would have been gone and lost. Our race would be over. Oh, it's going to be tight now. Woo! Nice pack, nicely packed crowd here. All right, so that is a fast turn. We got to pick up the pace there. No radar on since the controller hit the ground. Not the best. No, we got the right line, but we had traffic ahead of us. Oh, and he took us off the track. Oh, that was kind of dirty and maybe not deliberate, but that wrecked our race. And he's not waiting. Yeah, that was probably deliberate. Oh, our race has been ruined. Ruined. Just like many online races, and the safe thing would have been to maybe let him by when I see him. He's coming in and he's located right at the back of the vehicle with his nose pointing to the back. Thank you very much, Super Doofus, for watching the stream. Well, we were briefly in third in this race, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, iSquirrel86, howdy ho, my friend. So, safe driving had us up in third, but then we were holding, what was it, 6th or 5th, and we just got completely knocked off the track. Oh, we still have a lap of this. All right, I was ready to throw in the towel. Still the inside car there. No radar. No time to correct that, but... Oh, that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. That's my fault, so I am going to let him get the car there. Oops. Get back on the track. Traction control was on 1. Wow, we held on. I am surprised. So definitely did more than let the car by. Little gentlemanly rules there. I was very aggressive. I definitely had the right line through there. But I'm the one that made contact. So definitely going to do the gentlemanly thing and say, hey, sorry, friend, take the position. So we'll just crawl through this here. iSquirrel86, glad to have you back, man. Go wide, go to the inside, get to that apex, start adding gas when we see the apex marker, roughly in the middle of the inside turn. Sometimes a little bit before, like there. So yeah, I guess traction control 1 has not been too bad. But if you're spinning out, wiping out on traction control 1, no worries, put it up to 2. You're still spinning out when you're adding throttle coming out of turns. Well, then it's okay. Go up to traction control 3 and bring it down when you're ready. Mow a little grass, make a few dollars there, folks. That was an interesting race. We went from the bottom to the top to the bottom. Fantastic, Super Doofus. Thank you for letting us know that you're releasing episode 1 of a good series. You talked to me about the title last night, so I'm looking forward to catching that. Hoping everyone will. Now, folks, that's going to be the racing for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Really blessed to have you along for the ride as we try to go from beginner to winner every single week, and from zero to hero, starting the E-Class just roughly 3 months ago. Now we're in the C class, trying to make it up to the A class. That's what I call the zero to hero route, in as little time as possible, using racecraft consistently. So follow along for that. I promise, follow along for the ride. You will learn. You're either going to learn to be a better mentor and coach because you're an A class driver, or you're going to learn how you yourself can get up, 3, 4, 5 positions faster, race after race. You're going to move up the pole position. Folks, thank you so much for watching. Yes, as Super Doofus says, race long and prosperous. Thank you so much, folks. Godspeed. I wish you all more cars and more power. Hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. And even though I've got some pretty decent cars in the real world, this is still my favorite way to drive. So join me along the journey. Thank you so much. Hit that bell notification on the subscribe button.